Salutations Rangers, General Bradley 101 back at you again with some more lore. And in today's video, boys and gals, we are back with our What People Get Wrong About X series. And today we're talking about one of the most fan-favorite legions in all entirety of Warhammer 40k. And that's not just because of their beautiful, fabulous, golden hawk boy dad, yeah? We're talking about the Blood Angels today, and we're gonna find out just exactly what everybody in this fandom gets wrong about the Blood Angels. But make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that wonderful YouTube stuff, grab yourself a snack, strap on in, and let's get cracking on with today's video. The 9th Legionnaires Astartes, known as the Blood Angels, but not always. You see, when they were first introduced, the 9th Legion were known as the Revenant Legion, as well as the Eaters of the Dead, the Corpse Walkers, and the Dead Legion. Various other wonderful, beautiful, nice titles. You see, this was because the Blood Angels were an enigma. The Blood Angels specifically, because of their gene seed, meant that the most mutated derivative from the base genome were the best suited for it. Now granted, I'm not exactly saying you could turn an Ogryn into a Blood Angel now, but if you had a species of humanity which had mutated over the course of the 10,000 or however many years, that was too corrupt for say something like Ultramarine or Imperial Fist gene seed, the Blood Angel gene seed would be able to take them and make them usable Space Marines. Now of course the conversion rate isn't 1-to-1, a lot of people died, don't get me wrong, but the fact of the matter that it was possible to take the dregs of human society and transform them into something useful made the Revenant Legion quite large and quite popular. But you see, there was a dark secret. Whilst the actual Marines of the Blood Angels became beautiful angelic figures carved directly out of gilded marble that looked like they belonged in a museum rather than any type of battlefield, in reality they were all surface level. They looked pretty, but inside, they were ravenous monsters. Due to one issue or another with the psychic conditioning or lack thereof, or for whatever reason, many of the Legionnaires of the Blood Angels had a mental instability to them, and this was considered rather odd. But it was eventually discovered that this was because of a genetic defect within the gene seed, which resulted in the omophagia gland becoming hyperactive and incredibly unstable. This would then give rise to the red thirst, or the desire for blood. You see, the omophagia gland is a unique type of organ within the Space Marines, which allows them to assume the memories, thoughts, and previous ideas of someone who has passed by simply eating them. Now, in reality, the way that this works is that you take a little sip of blood, or a little nibble of skin, and then you can get the memories of a past enemy commander. You can understand the plans, the attributes, everything, troop deployments, dispositions, everything, without even having to interrogate them, even if he's dead. The Blood Angels, however, their omophagia gland was overactive, meaning that they had an intense need and desire to devour flesh wholesale. Not just 1 or 2 little drops, but literally eating it. And due to the nature of the red thirst, it would often cloud their judgment, meaning that friend and foe were not spared, and sometimes the Eaters of the Dead became the Eaters of the Living. The old Revenant Legion were known as Mortifactors. They were dark omens of a terrible evil. They were demons who wore the guise of angels. And everyone was absolutely mortified of them. It was made known that none at all, were allowed to ever document them. No remembrances or any type of figures even closely resembling to them were ever allowed to be anywhere near the Blood Angels when they worked. Moreover from that, their records were expunged from any and all honor rolls. The Imperium used them as what they were, a necessary evil. Much like the 8th Legion or the 12th Legion, they did not want anything to do with them. In fact, there were calls for censure for the Legion, time and time again. The vast majority of Imperial High Command wanted the Legion outright destroyed. It is rumored that the only thing that kept the Blood Angels from being destroyed was the writ of the Emperor and of himself, who would never allow something to happen to one of his legions again. But then that would all change when Sanguinius would be discovered. He would take a legion of killers, of murderers, of monsters, and he would turn them into the true angelic beings that they were always meant to be. Blessed, beautiful, and ordained in every aspect. The Revenant Legion went from being the worst of the worst on the verge of death, which no one ever knew about, to being the Blood Angels, great scions and paragons of honesty, glory, honor, and beauty. And it would look like the old adage of the Corpse Eaters would be forever gone, and the Blood Angels would exist in glory and famous beauty for the entirety of their hallowed existence. But then of course the heresy happened. And throughout the entirety of the heresy, the Blood Angels would face more and more issues, until ultimately the last and greatest calamity would befall them, that being Sanguinius being slayed by Horus. And from there, a psychic backlash so potent and virulent would infect every single aspect of the gene seed and the very soul of the Blood Angels. For dark within each and every Blood Angel there lies a ticking time bomb waiting for a moment where they will be revealed that they were in fact their father aboard the vengeful spirit fighting against the many different traitors. And they will be lost in the black madness of a killing rage. And thus did the Black Rage add to the list of curses alongside the Red Thirst. Despite that, the Blood Angels have continued to strive. They have begun noble paragons of beauty, honesty, and protectors, just as their father had taught them. Chapter Master Dante has seen to that. But that's the TLDR. And now it's time for us to talk about what do people really get wrong about the Blood Angels? And quite simply put, they're demons. And I don't mean that in a funny way, I mean that quite literally they are cursed. They are beings were quite literally cursed, depending on how you look at it, either literally or figuratively, by a curse placed upon them by the death of their father, that they constantly have a gnawing need to eat and consume human flesh, and eventually they will be lost into madden-killing berserkers devoid of anything resembling honor or dignity. You see, a lot of people get wrong is that they think that the Blood Angels are right and dandy. You know, they're good and they're golden. Oh, you know, the Red Thirst happens, Black Rage, yeah, but you know, they're alright for the most part, it's a little bit. What people don't understand is that the Blood Angels right now are fucking dying. They're not having a good time. The Blood Angels have been, are, and will always be struggling to control the Red Thirst. Even their successes as well. We have countless examples of Blood Angel successes being absolutely mauled by the Red Thirst and the Black Rage. There are even accounts of entire chapters falling to the Black Rage and being lost in one final berserk charge. It's not gotten better. If anything, it's gotten worse with the degradation of the gene seed and the loss of the Primarch. Any Primarch for that matter. The Blood Angels are not okay. You see, when people look at the Blood Angels, they think that, oh yeah, they have this one bad aspect to them, but they don't understand just how terribly bad this infection is. This is an issue that plagues the very soul and the very nature of the Blood Angels. Let's put aside the whole emotional and methodological aspect of it of, hey, I'm literally meant to be an angel, but I quite literally hunger for human flesh. And there's one point where I can go loco and think that my dad is back fighting there, and I'm with him. Not that I'm with him, but I am him, and then go crazy. There are terrible accounts. The Flesh Tearers being the most poignant example of Blood Angels quite literally butchering entire guard regiments. Countless civilian populations, friendly space marines even, killing allies. And it's never done out of malice. This is all them lost in their own genetic gene seed, and the flaws and the curse placed upon it. You see, for one reason or another, we in the community of Warhammer 40k have convinced ourselves, have gaslit ourselves, or just fooled ourselves into thinking that the Blood Angels are alright. But they're not okay. Your Blood Angels is that one friend that you have. He looks nice, he dresses well, always smiling, always happy, he knows how to cook, he knows how to clean, he has his shit together, right? But then one day you walk in and you find him on the floor crying, covered in self-harm marks. Why? Because he may look alright. He may look okay, but he is dealing with something so dark, so deep within inside him, he considers whether or not it's actually worth living. The Blood Angels suffer from that, time and time and time again. The Blood Angels originally were butchers, berserkers, monsters, flesh eaters, carnivores. They were zombies. So damn deadly and evil that the Imperium wanted to kill them in the street. That is what they were. If it were not for the coming of the Angel, that is what they would have been. So if the Blood Angels were these evil things before Sanguinius came, and the only reason they stopped being that was because of Sanguinius, what makes us think that without Sanguinius they're not going to digress? The only people who really understand this are Blood Angels fans. Like hardcore Blood Angels fans, because they read a lot of Blood Angel literature. If you read Blood Angel stories, if you do anything relating to Blood Angels, every single time the concept of the Red Thirst is brought up, the hunger, the dread, the evil, and you see the fear that washes over Blood Angels. Any aspect of honor and nobility is lost because they are horrified by the sheer aspect that one day they could go crazy and start eating the dead, drinking the blood of their friends, and that darkness hides within them. You see, whenever we see the Blood Angels being mentioned and the Red Thirst being mentioned, when I say we, I mean non-Blood Angels fans, we just point and we just do the Leonardo meme like, oh, look, thing, reference. But for a Blood Angel, they understand that no, this is not just a reference, this is something that happens every single time. It is a constant battle, it is a constant struggle. You have a demon clawing at you, a desire, an innate, sickly urge to commit harm and do evil. and day after day, the Blood Angels have to constantly beat that son of a bitch down back into the hell whence it came from to prevent themselves from sliding into damnation. The Blood Angels are sick. They are hurt. They are cursed. They are indeed like that friend who looks alright but has mental issues. And the sad part is that normally you'll never know that they had any issues until they finally snap. For us as fans, to look at the Blood Angels and simply ignore the fact that they have this genetic flaw is a grievous, grievous, grievous sin on our part. But not only that, it takes away from the character of the Blood Angels. The Blood Angels are a dichotomy, and as you know I love my dichotomies. They are demon and angel both. They have their angelic golden forms in, say, Allah the Sanguinary God, but in the same vein, they have their demons in the Death Company, black-clad monsters who wish to bite and tear and gnaw and devour any and everything in their path. Nothing, save for the cold embrace of death, will stop them. That is the same man who was once a gilded angel of divinity, clad in beautiful armor, adorned with a face of angelic proportions, sculpted in marble, beautifully singing, clad in magnificent robes, giving you glimpses of true heaven. That same man now lies dead in the ground, mouth smeared with black, dirty blood. They are the same thing. They are the same man. They are the same soul. They are the same Space Marine. And for us to just make the distinction that they're not, well, it shows that you really don't know shit about Blood Angels, guilty as charged. It's only really when you get into it that you truly understand just how bad the Black Rage and the Red Thirst are for the Blood Angels. Now this is rather surprising, because unlike the Iron Hands or the Salamanders who don't get that much attention in media, relatively speaking, the Blood Angels are one of the most fan-favorite legions. They are front and center in pretty much everything. You know, they're up there with like the Ultramarines and Space Wolves in terms of just how much people love them. So why is it that a legion that is so beloved, who has so much information, who has so much media on them, so misunderstood? Well, quite simply put, it's just because it doesn't make sense to us. Human beings struggle with dichotomy. We struggle with understanding that one person can be one thing and also another. If we see someone who is really strong, really smart, really intelligent, really awesome, and then we see them doing something that is kind of dumb and stupid, like, I don't know, playing a dumb game with your friends, it catches us for a moment. Because in our mind, if someone is smart, responsible, and dutiful, why would they do something that is dumb, stupid, and childish? But that's just our cognitive biases. We as humans can't really understand that white can be black and black can be white, but they exist. Grey. Grey is both black and white, but it's also something new. And thus, we apply the same to the Blood Angels. We see these noble paragons of goodness and greatness, and we're like, okay, yeah, cool, they exist. But we also see the Blood Angels Death Company, the grim, dark zombie marines. And we acknowledge that they both come from the same family, but we don't acknowledge that one can become the other. We don't acknowledge that a gilded Sanguinius can become a Revenant Lord. And that's why the story of Tycho is so important to the Blood Angels. In my opinion, if you're going to read any story about the Blood Angels, and you only have to pick one, read Tycho. Because it shows you perfectly just what the Red Thirst is and how the dichotomy, the Blood Angels, work. Tycho, the Lost, was one of the prevailing leading captains of the entirety of the Blood Angels. He was said to be Dante's second, but one day he would fall to the Black Rage, and he would become a Death Marine, and eventually he would continue to fight and then die, proving that even the greatest amongst them, the best of the best, the next chapter master, i.e. the motherfucker who's going to replace Dante, that level of perfection, that level of angelic quality, still fell and became a demon, and died a demon's death. That's what the Blood Angels are. They are angels who are fated to die as demons. Every single Blood Angel will die. The question is whether will he die as an angel or a demon. And for us to think of anything other than that is folly. So, the next time you read about the Blood Angels, the next time you take a look at them, the next time you even hear their name, remember, the point of the Blood Angels is that they are angels and demons. Both. Not that they have some angels and some demons. Every angel will become a demon, and every demon was once an angel. Dichotomies are something that we struggle with, but maybe that's why we love them so much. And a little message for your IRL stuff. If you ever are going to do anything, remember, it doesn't matter how good, honest, and true and noble you are. If you do something bad, you will fall to the badness. Doesn't matter. And no matter how awesome and amazing and good that dude bro looks, no matter how clean his shave is, no matter how tight his suit may be, you don't know what he's thinking in his own head. You don't know what demons and curses haunt him. So, always ask, are you okay? And don't just ask for the sake of being nice. Do not stop until he gives you an actual answer, an honest answer. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very much for watching. I do love and appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below. Did you guys also fall into the trap of knowing that the Blood Angels are both angels and demons both? I.e. angel into demon? Or did you guys just think that they had both angels and demons? Was it something that you always knew but it didn't really click? Did this video give light into that? But let me know down below in the comments below. But I want to say a massive thank you to you watching and a massive thank you to my members. Big shout out to my Lieutenant tier members, Mr. Eddie V3 and Miss Madra of the Void. Big shout out to my Sergeant tier members, Mr. Damiak, Mr. Andy McGee, Mr. Warsmith.Fireheart, Mr. RB20 Guy, and Mr. Corns Butcher. And shout out to my private tier members, Mr. Thomas Muslons, Mr. Ivan_SBW, and Mr. Michael Hayeda. Thank you guys also very much, it means the world to me. I am trying to make this my full-time vocation and I am doing daily videos, so signing up for the membership gives me that little bit of reassurance I have to continue to make daily content and not have to worry about anything else. So if you want to sign up with the memberships and help out this channel, you get access to a bunch of awesome benefits, getting these videos early access, a bunch of early benefits, sneak peeks, previews, you get a hand in deciding the fate of the channel if there are any type of big decisions, you get access to progress updates and schedules, and if you sign up with the Captain tier, you get to choose a very special video about anything, literally anything, about any series, and I will make it the very next day. Yes, I will. But remember, this will always be free, and you simply watching will be more than enough for me. And I will love you just the same. Mwah! Yes, I will. But ladies and gentlemen, I've been the General Bradley 101. You've been beautiful, awesome, and amazing people. Thank you all also very much for watching. May say loyal out there, boys and girls, and I will catch you all next time. Dismiss, Rangers. I can't wait to have some random dude tell me I got the Blood Angels completely wrong, because yeah bro, it doesn't matter how long I took to research this video, you with your singular opinion with zero facts makes a whole lot of sense.